It's the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. Dave Cackley's over there. The Easter season is past.
Yes.
Half off candy everywhere today, and everybody's excited about that. I am.
Oh man,
I am wiped out.
I
Wiped
feel the
out.
same way. I had because I'd pretty much given up sugar and bread over Lent, and then Lent ends on Holy Thursday. A lot of people think it doesn't end until today. Lent actually ends on Holy Thursday, and then so all weekend long. I mean, I was in a sugar. I was going up and down because I had like about half a dozen or so, maybe no, I had a dozen, easily a dozen of those Reese's mini peanut butter cups combined with some frosted pretzels.
Oh boy.
And whatever was in Max's bag yesterday. And that was, it was just, I crashed hard last night.
Well, we do have news for you, and
crash.
we've gone over this in the past, but apparently you need another reminder. Lent doesn't end till Easter.
No, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Do not challenge me on these things.
Do not challenge me on this because
you always lose. Don't give me I went to Catholic school. I minored in religion. I am more aware of this than you are. It ends, look it up. Lent ends on Holy Thursday. It ended on Thursday. That's when Lent ends. Because Jesus gets crucified on Friday. So, yeah. So it ends on Thursday. You just said that means you knew you were wrong. It's okay.
No, I don't think that
it's okay
means
to be
I know I
wrong.
was wrong.
Embrace your mistakes. That's what I do.
Okay.
On a daily basis, embrace my mistakes. So, anyway, so you had a good Easter though?
Yeah. Well, we worked.
Yeah.
I worked.
Well, yeah,
man.
you had the Lumberjacks game.
I had 2 Lumberjacks games. I had an Ironman game, and then if that wasn't enough for you, I threw in an Easter egg hunt over in Glenside.
Oh, nice.
So I was everywhere, and
good for you.
I'm sore. I'm tired. I would really rather be in bed, but no, I got up to slug it out with you.
Of course.
Here I am.
That's what we do each and every day.
That's right.
For 12 to 15 minutes or thereabouts.
So why don't you get started on some news?
Okay.
And we'll make this a little newscast here.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All right. A series of bombings targeting Christians in Sri Lanka killed nearly 300 people on Easter Sunday. More than 500 were wounded after 8 bombs were detonated, including 6 at churches and hotels at around 8:45 a.m. local time on Sunday. No one has yet claimed responsibility, but 24 people have been arrested in connection with the attacks. Obviously, act of terrorism. Who takes responsibility for it? I mean, some Al-Qaeda or ISIS offshoot. Who knows? I mean, you can't.
It all comes back to one thing.
Go ahead.
You ready? It all comes back to my God is right, your God is wrong. And nobody knows.
No, I think you're missing it a little bit.
No, I'm not.
You did, here's why. Because you don't see. If this were 500 years ago, you remember when we had the Crusades?
Yep.
They're about 500 years ago. There is a sect of the Muslim religion. There's a sect.
I don't disagree.
Of it that is they're 500 years less evolved. So this is what they're doing. Okay.
Or they're evolved and they've done the same thing that the Crusades did, was they twisted the words to fit their own agenda, and now they're doing this kind of stuff.
You just have a religion that some people involved with it are 500 years behind the rest of us, and you're going to see this on a semi-regular basis.
I'm not the one pointing the finger at a religion here. I kind of made a blanket statement, and that goes back to the root cause of problems in every one of these religions is that your God is right, nobody else is wrong, everybody else is wrong, and that's the way it's going to be. It's just not right.
The problem is you're drawing a moral equivalency between the two, and there's not. I'm not talking about between Christians and Muslims. I'm not talking about between peace-loving Christians and peace-loving Muslims. I'm talking about you have this sect of the Muslim religion that is 500 years behind the peace-loving sect.
That sect gets their mentality by following that doctrine of my God is right, your God is wrong.
But you can't lump. My point is you can't lump. You got to be able to separate the the sect of Islam that is doing this from the peace-loving sect of Islam, and you lumped in both religions together. You can't do that because this isn't 500 years ago. This is not something Christians are doing now. This is something they did 500 years ago during the Crusades. They're not doing that now. So you can't. We both Christians and peace-loving Muslims have to deal with that sect of Islam that's doing this. That's what we have to do. We can't start. Well, both. Then you get into the whole. On a side note, what happened down with where both sides have bad. There are bad people on both sides. There are bad people on. We can't do that. You got to identify it where it is. Okay. And where and not say, well, this does this and that does that. So, both sides are wrong. Can't do that.
Well, I can, but yeah,
all right. Moving on. What else is happening? The ex-neighborhood watch volunteer who killed an unarmed teenager in 2012 has now been banned from Tinder. The dating app has removed George Timmerman's profile. Timmerman was acquitted in the shooting death of Trayvon Martin back in 2012 on the grounds of self-defense. Timmerman apparently used a fake name on the app. He was arrested in 2015 for allegedly throwing a wine bottle at his girlfriend. He's also pleaded no contest to a stalking charge in November. So Tinder's like, sorry, George.
George,
you're gonna have to take that kind of carrying on to eharmony.com. We can't have this. There'll be none of this. We're Tinder. This is the more relaxed dating site. We don't need stalking. We don't need killing innocent teenagers. We don't need that.
Maybe Tinder. You should try Grindr.
Jesus.
Maybe that's your cup of tea. I don't know.
Man, I got a Tinder app.
Did?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not really on it much. It's just. Check it out occasionally.
Way back when we used to at the radio station, and this was mm-hmm. How long has it even been since I've been on the radio? But the early days of when I first came to Muskegon, our studios were all just kind of in the same building and everything. So in downtime, we would sit there in the studio and we'd comb through personals on Yahoo or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, oh my God, you got to come see this one. And we'd go back and forth between the studios looking at some of the dating things. Ooh.
Yeah. It's
free for all. I went on one date once, way back when, from a dating site, and I thought it would be fun. We took the radio station van to something we had to go to.
Yeah.
And I pulled up, and she goes, "Oh, look, you drive a clown car." I'm like, okay, this is going to be a quick relationship, isn't it?
That worked out well. Yeah, I haven't gone on any of those. It's just interesting to meet and maybe message people and stuff. And
right.
I basically Tinder is almost like Facebook in that way. It's like you can they're not real relationships that you have with people for the most part. It's odd. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not, and maybe it's just because I'm not interested in getting involved with it. Like,
yeah. I'm just so glad I'm past all that.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's a pain. Like I've always enjoyed the process of dating. I mean, I think you and I have differing views on it because I've never had a bad dating experience. I really haven't. It's always just been enjoyable, but you keep it as that. If it,
yeah.
I'm kind of immature, so once it tries to evolve into a relationship stage,
you run.
I don't run. I just kind of emotionally get checked out, and I don't know why that is. I don't know. I may need some psychotherapy, but I'm well adjusted.
Are you afraid you have to make your own bed? Just a thought.
Oh, you're
I don't know.
Funny man. You're a funny man. Muskegon Lumberjacks are up 2-0 now in their best-of-7 series with Dubuque. The Jacks cruised to a 4-0 win in Game 1 on Saturday. Muskegon also blasted Dubuque 5-1 Game 2 on Easter Sunday. Of course, you were there for the goings on. How's the crowd yesterday?
Light, and that's understandable.
Because it's Easter Sunday.
Yeah,
you got to. It's hard. Like I was trying to encourage people on Friday. Great. Have your Easter egg. Celebrate the resurrection of Christ. Have your Easter egg hunt. than go to the Lumberjacks game. But
Yeah, but it was
a lot
fine.
of family
Good.
stuff. Oh, Muskegon's own Brent Ashcroft had his 50th birthday
I saw.
over the weekend. Yeah, and I completely, because it was Easter Sunday, I couldn't go. I was actually looking forward to going to that and then seeing his Star Wars collection and maybe taking home some memorabilia.
Sure.
Have a few drinks. Would have
Didn't
been
work
good
out, huh?
times. Didn't work out.
See, I didn't even get invited to Brent's birthday party.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have discussed this.
That's okay.
I apologize.
It's all
I
right.
don't know.
James, did your new BFF James go?
Yeah, I don't know if James won or not.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Do you want
You got sports?
Do you want to maybe get hey? Do you want to maybe get together, have lunch?
No, I'm good.
Sometime?
Thanks. No.
Sure.
No.
Maybe some coffee.
Nope.
Cool beverage.
Nope.
All right. Tigers beat the Chi Sox 4-3. Comes win. They beat Arizona 2-1. Milwaukee, the Pistons. It's going to be over tonight. Game 4. You get tickets under $20 for a playoff game in Detroit right now. And nobody cares. It's insane. That's sports.
Have yourself a great Monday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye-bye.